Everyone has a tech support horror story. You call in with a simple issue and suddenly you're on hold for 45 minutes, listening to the same boring ass piano loop on repeat. Then you finally get a human and they talk to you like you just crawled out of a cave or something. Have you tried turning it off and on again? That line, if you know, you know, but if you don't know, it's from a TV show called The IT Crowd.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Which, by the way, is hilarious. But let's be real, that shouldn't be the gold standard for support. And yet, for most people, it kind of is. Today, we're breaking down what bad support actually looks like, why it happens so often, and what separates the tech support everyone complains about from the kind of support people actually remember. Here's what people usually deal with. Say you submit a ticket, no reply. You follow up, still nothing. When someone finally responds, it's a canned message that doesn't even match your issue. So you clarify, another tech replies, same question. Now you're stuck repeating yourself and getting nowhere. Or worse, the tech treats you like you're the problem. That weird tone where it's like you're bothering them for asking them to do their job. And if you've ever heard that's not really our issue from someone in support, yeah, that's a core memory now. So why does this happen? Why is bad support still so common? Honestly, it's usually not because people are lazy or bad at their jobs. It's more about what the company allows or doesn't. Some teams have zero standards. They're like that one friend who only swipes right on dating apps, just winging it and hoping for the best. No shared playbook, no expectations, just chaos. Other times, the wrong people are hired. Like, yeah, they're great with computers and doing nerd shit, but terrible with people. And no one ever coached them on the human side. And then there's the pressure from the top. Close tickets, hit your KPIs, profits, damn it. Meanwhile, the client's still sitting there like, cool, but my printer still doesn't work. So now your support team is sprinting through tickets, trying to survive the queue, and the people asking for help, they just feel like an annoyance. So what does good support actually look like? Let me show you. Because when it's done right, it feels completely different. First, acknowledge the request. Even if you can't fix it right away, just let the user know that you're on it. Then, speak like a human. Drop the robot voice. Ditch the jargon crap. No one cares. No one thinks you're smart. Just be clear and helpful. Next, own the outcome. If you can't fix it yourself, fine, whatever. But don't toss it over the fence. See it through. And while you're at it, keep the person updated. They shouldn't have to ask you for status updates. That's your job. And last, empathy. Big one here. People usually don't reach out to support because they're having a great day. They're probably stressed. Your job is to help, not make it worse. This is your opportunity to wear the red cape. So wear it well, and remember, with great power comes great responsibility. I was chatting with a client not too long ago, just asking what made them switch to us. And without skipping a beat, they said, we submitted tickets and no one would respond for days. They told me about this one time they emailed support about a printer issue. Pretty basic stuff. The tech marked it in progress and then vanished. No updates, no follow-up, just pure radio silence. By the time someone finally replied, the client was already frustrated, not even because the printer was still broken, but because no one had said anything. Another client mentioned an email issue. They asked why their emails weren't going out, and the response they got was a paragraph of jargon. DNS, TTL, SPF records, propagation delays, just a full-on acronym avalanche. Maybe that's technically accurate, but if the person reading it has to Google half the sentence just to understand what's happening, you're not helping. Just say, there's a delay caused by a setting on your email domain. We're fixing it. Should be back up soon. Sorry for the inconvenience. We appreciate your patience. The common thread in all these stories, it's not that the tech couldn't solve the issue. It's that the experience just sucked. No updates, no ownership, no real connection. That kind of experience doesn't just annoy people, it costs you. Let's talk about what bad support really does to a business. It's not just one frustrated person. It's lost productivity, delayed projects, missed deadlines, client churn, and burned out teams. Support is often the front line. It's where relationships are either strengthened or quietly fall apart. And when it's bad, people leave. Or worse, they stay, but they never fully trust you again. So how do you fix this in your own company? It doesn't matter if it's IT, customer service, or internal support. The same rules apply. Start by writing down what good support looks like. Literally, write it down. What should tone sound like? What's the response time goal? How do you escalate? Then train your team, not just on tools, but on people. How to stay cool, calm, collected, how to explain things clearly, how to listen. Then monitor. Watch how issues are handled, not to micromanage, but to coach. When someone nails it, awesome, celebrate that. When they miss it, teach them. Then close the loop. Ask for feedback. See what users are really experiencing. And finally, give your team permission to own it. They shouldn't be afraid to solve the problem. They should feel empowered to get it done. People don't remember every detail of the fix. They don't care, but they'll remember how you made them feel. If support is slow, cold, and frustrating, that's what your brand becomes. But if it's fast, helpful, and human, that sticks. It builds loyalty, it earns trust, it keeps people around. And listen, great support doesn't happen by accident. It's not about fancy tools or perfect scripts. It's about being clear, helpful, and again, being human every single time. That's what people remember, and that's what sets great teams apart. And that's the difference between tech support and real support.